Gamers and gamettes, what is going on? My name is Tnek127 and welcome back to another video. And honestly, I didn't want to make this video because, and I kid you guys not, every time I play this game, I literally get depressed. Because I can't read anything on the screen. Now, there's going to be probably some shocked people here in the comments who've never seen this game before. You're probably wondering, oh my god, is this a console MMO? What system is it on? Is it PlayStation? Is it Xbox? And stuff like that. Well, this is actually Phantasy Star Online 2. My own personal account playing it. My actual Tnek127 America account. And I'll show you guys right here a picture if you're doubting that and stuff like that. You can play the Japanese version of this on PS4. It is a very hectic and crazy process that can take you hours, especially if you don't know how to read Japanese like myself. And it's just it's sad, because this is such an amazing game, but it was never brought to the West. And I watch videos, from other content creators and even myself all the time. We complain about so much when it comes to MMOs. There's all kinds of different stuff we're angry about. Lack of content. There's people just whining and whining about Bless because it's just so terribly optimized, this and that. There's people upset because Terra's content's a little bit late. Man, let me tell y'all something, let me tell y'all about a real problem, something really worth getting pissed off over, because this here is one of those cases. So I made a video about this game roughly 2 years ago. Me and a good buddy of mine I used to do a lot of videos with. If you're a veteran of my channel, you'll remember my good pal ICG Soul, who is now known as Lionheart EX. We were actually working together on this game for a long while, and we honestly both just ended up giving up because it was impossible to play, because there's no way to transfer any of the subtitles, menus, or anything into English. I used to make guides for this game, teaching people what the menus were and stuff like that, just so people could play by physical and just virtual memory. Like, how when you see something so many times you just remember where to go. Like, I'm sure if you put your favorite game in and stuff like that, you can probably navigate through some of the menus without even looking at the screen because you just know the game that well. And that was how I was trying to teach people this game, because I was still kind of under Sega's false hope. And for those who don't know, I'm going to share some insight and give you guys a backstory. So this MMO right here, and the reason I'm so angry at this situation, this was the MMO that could have just revolutionized MMOs on console. Like, I'm talking like the way Final Fantasy 14 did. Like, one thing about Final Fantasy 14, one reason I always love the game, is because it sets the bar and it sets the standards for console MMOs. Like, that game is so good, so well done. It just says, yo, anything that's any less quality than this game sucks. Period. Because Square Enix has proved time and time again that it can be done. And Final Fantasy 14, it started on the PlayStation 3. For God's sakes. So anybody who says, oh, this and that can't run on console, blah 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 blah, shut up. I don't even want to hear that crap anymore. But this had the potential to be one of those games. This even has crossplay. It's actually crossplay between PC, PlayStation 4, and PlayStation Vita. If you have a PS4 and a PS Vita and you know how to make a Japanese PlayStation account, you can access this game. Now, so what happened here is, roughly I'm going to say this game came out on console probably 2 or 3 years ago. I'm going to say, it could have been a little bit longer. If my time's wrong, forgive me. But roughly 2 or 3 years ago is when this came. I'm going to say 2015, 2016, somewhere around there. Somewhere around that Black Ops 3 Infinite Warfare time period is where this game came out. If anybody remembers when those two released. But it was promised at the time over and over by Sega that there was going to be a Western version of this. Well, you guys know how developers will do shady and grimy things, such as cash shops, pay to win bullcrap and stuff like that. Well, imagine being promised a massive game like this to a very passionate audience that has a huge following, mind you. Like, this game is big. And it's just, they stop responding. They have a website and everything up for it talking about a Western version. And they just say, oh, screw it, we're not going to do it anymore, but we're just not going to tell anybody that we're not going to do it anymore. We're just going to stop and ignore the fans for all eternity. That's what happened with this game. So, forget, I'm not saying, other people's complaints when it comes to games are irrelevant or anything like that, but whenever I hear someone whining, oh, something's a little unoptimized, we have to wait this so and so long for content. No. This right here is probably the biggest, crappiest, most screwed up, broken promise in MMO history. At least to my opinion. A Western version was promised on all three of those platforms, PlayStation 4, PlayStation Vita, and PC. If you play this on PC, you can actually download a third-party English patch that will, for the most part, put English subtitles and menus in the games for most things, except for a few spots. There's a few things missing, but it's not really a big deal. For the most part, this third-party English patch, from what I hear, is damn near flawless. I don't know. I personally don't own a gaming PC, but if any of you guys want to help fund me one, my PayPal's in the link below. Wink, wink, wink. I'm messing with you guys, but anyway, yeah, that patch is just really, really, really good. So PC players can actually play an English version of this, well, a decent English version of this without much trouble at all. But to play this game on a PlayStation 4 or PlayStation Vita, being someone that's, not Japanese, it is the most brutal, time-consuming, annoying process I've ever done in my life. Like, when me and Lionheart EX set these accounts up, it was the most brutal thing we ever done. I'm talking hours of Google Translate, freaking translating text, figuring all this stuff out. Like, Phantasy Star, you have to make an account for this game the way you have to make one for like Final Fantasy 14 or World of Warcraft. This isn't just one of those MMOs that you just start up, you agree to some terms of service, it makes an account for you, and you're good to go. No, you have to go on their website. That, mind you, that's all Japanese, and just go out of the way. And the thing is, guys, this game is amazing. There's nothing really pay to win in it. It has a great soundtrack. I mean, if you've played Phantasy Star and the other Phantasy Star games, you know what to expect. It's more of an instance-based MMORPG, so it's kind of like a more of a Monster Hunter kind of vibe and kind of feel to it. I'm not going to lie about that. You pretty much, there's a big central hub. You go to the counter, you get your missions, dungeons, raids, or whatever. There's missions that are as small as 4 players, and I believe there's raids that are as high as like freaking, I don't know, 12 or 24 players and stuff like that. I don't know. I've never got to experience any of that because I honestly, thanks to English issues and not being able to read Japanese, I can't get past the first probably, I'm going to say 10 or 15 quests in this game because I have no clue what to do next because I can't read any of it. And having to take my phone and just photocopy every single piece of text that pops on the screen via Google Translate just sucks. But anyway, guys, this whole thing right here, this thing with Sega and Phantasy Star, I made a petition about it a while ago, just petitioning Sega, and the thing was, I didn't even ask for much. I didn't petition them to make an English version. I simply petitioned them to add English support to the current Japanese version of the game, so that way people from the West or anywhere else could actually access a game that was promised to us and have a good time with it. And of course, I was a smaller YouTuber at the time, even smaller than what I am now, so the petition got a few views, got absolutely nowhere. But guys, I guess the whole moral I want to say about this video is just, you know, I understand a lot of the games we have out there do have issues. I understand Terra and, you know, a lot of the other MMOs we play are lacking content. But there are way more screwed up things that developers have done. And the games that we have now, because they're going to be right soon, we should just, you know, remember to be grateful that we at least have them on console. And something like this didn't happen with any of those games. That's just, you know, what I wanted to stretch, guys. I'm not saying, you know, just developers, you know, they have an excuse to be all screwed up and lazy, you know, because there could be far worse. But I'm just saying, make sure at the end of the day we're grateful for what we have. But anyway, guys, peace out, take care. I just wanted to share this little story with y'all. I'll see y'all in the next one.